Hey South Africa, hope you're well. This is a bit of an unpopular opinion, I'm 100% sure because I've read comments and I've seen posts. I love cricket. I love the Proteas cricket. I love the Proteas. I love my team. And yesterday, something magical happened. Wian Mulder scored 364 odd runs, and him alone, one guy scored 364 runs. For you that don't understand cricket, that is 364 points scored by one guy, which is world breaking. The previous best for South Africa is 311, and the previous best for the world in ever in history for international games is 401 by Brian Lara. But here's the thing that gets me a bit, and this is the unpopular opinion that he was not out, and he scored very quickly. Oh my goodness, he scored quickly. Um, and I read the interview and I watched the interview and I read comments and people said, oh, wow, it was such an honorable thing you did as a captain, as a player to retire, not to break a world record. And then there was the other side that no, you can't break that world record against Zimbabwe because, Zimbabwe is one of the minority teams in cricket. So here's my viewpoint. I think it's absolute nonsense. Um, I don't get it. Sport is there to be played. Records are there to be broken. If Brian Lara didn't put up that record all those years ago, there would be nothing to break it. But now we're afraid to offend Brian Lara, and not knowing him personally, but seeing him playing for years and years and years, he's got the spirit of the game. And I'm 100% sure he would have not been offended if some player broke his record. It's as good as Rassie and the Springboks play against a bit of a smaller team, and then they lead 70-0 halftime, and then Rassie tells them, "Hey, just don't go out all the way, boys. We can't. Whatever if the world record is say 120-0, whatever." Um, Rassie tells the Springboks, "Please don't go and break the record. It's a smaller team." My point is, if it's a smaller team and you don't want to break a record against a smaller team, don't play them. Why are you playing them in the first place? So I think it's against the spirit of the game to not break records, to not push yourself further. And in South Africa specifically, we've had such a difficult couple of years with cricket that if something like this happens, it can impact so many young players and up and coming stars and sponsors, which we need. Yeah. There's just a lot about this that I don't get that they said. He said he and the coach spoke and they're like, no, let's not break the record. Go for it. Break these records. And it's also an insult to Zimbabwe. Sorry, I'm not going to break the record because you guys are too small to break a record. I know I didn't say it like that, but it comes over so wrong. So I don't know. This whole thing just doesn't sit like. And then lastly, we just became world champs. If anybody in the world should break world records right now, it should be the world champs. I don't know. This really it's scratching so hard on me. Yes, I'm just a spectator, a guy on TikTok speaking nonsense, but it doesn't sit right. Records should be broken, um, regardless of the opponent, because that's why it's set up. If they're good enough to be a test nation, they're good enough to play, which they are. They're playing against us. Then they should be good enough to break records against. It's just my opinion. Speak to me, South Africa. It's a long one, but my heart's scratching on this.